All right. I'm hoping. And we're live, boys. Market Buzz is live. Welcome to another episode of Market Buzz. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the important things in life. What's the stock market doing today? Trump is being at it again. He's telling everybody that the tariffs are not going to be that bad. Everybody calm down, take it easy. We found a floor and hopefully we bounce from here, but we could be going lower. In today's episode, we have Dimitris, Timothy, and Nestor, and we're hoping to figure out the answer. We're also going to be talking about the companies that we are hoping to buy after this market dip, or the companies that we've already bought, maybe increased our positions, and the companies we're looking to sell. And if you have any questions, put them up in the chat and we'll make sure we try to answer. Welcome to another episode of Market Buzz. How you guys doing today?
Awesome. I'm doing really well. I'm so excited to join you guys for this live conversation. Hello to the people who are watching, and let's get this party started.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. I'm not sure how many.
Well, we got five people in the chat right now, so
All right.
hopefully time goes
questions?
by. If you got any questions, put them in the chat. I'll read them out loud in the Q&A section of this one. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. But first things first, what's been going on in markets? Because they are juicy today. Friday ended up being a really good day to be in markets, and Monday was even better. I actually didn't think we were going to bounce on the Monday. I thought we had price setting on Friday, but during the weekend news, we definitely saw a lot of the sentiment of the tariffs start to cool off. The question is it cooling too much right now, right? What are you guys' thoughts on this?
I think the fear was too much ahead of the good news, and the market priced the worst case scenario. And as they always do, they price the worst case scenario and the best case scenario in either direction. So they were just looking for some good news. We got the good news. It wasn't a good news. It was just like the lack of bad news, basically what it was. The news is not going to be as bad as expected, but it was about to happen. I think maybe we reached down the bottom. Maybe we can revisit those levels, maybe, but I think the bottom is it was reached, and now we have to pick up the pieces, and hopefully investors bought during this latest dip, and they're now waiting because if you waited those last 4 or 5%, and now you start buying, you basically miss the alpha.
So, correct.
Yeah.
Correct. That's the thing, right? Like, that's the problem with trying to time the market. It's just you never know when it could potentially change the story, right? So that's what ends up happening. What about you, Timothy? What are your thoughts with the markets that we've seen?
Yeah, so, markets, we have discussed this before, don't like uncertainty. What we're seeing now is a bit of a relief rally. But in my opinion, I don't think all the uncertainty is gone. Before you know it, Trump is gonna say some new tariffs or a new rule he thinks of, and it's just like that, and the market can snap lower. So what I did in the past few weeks, I bought one layer, but I'm keeping some cash. Always keep some cash in case we get another drop lower, and that's a possibility. He did say that he will be more loose on the tariffs, but we don't have his word on it. He's the biggest liar on earth right now, so he can say tomorrow totally something different. So I'm staying cautious. Yeah.
I don't think he's lied though. You know what I mean? I think he's been very honest with us. At least that's my perception. He was like, I'm gonna set tariffs. He just didn't understand the severity of what he meant. So that's where potentially he has a little bit of deception in him. But one of the important things that I want to talk about too, and you were saying potentially like how it could get a little bit worse on this, and it has to do with the tariffs too. But he imposed 25% tariff. He's gonna be imposing 25% tariffs on anybody that buys oil from Venezuela, and this is like close to my home, right? And is it something that's gonna definitely damage the Venezuelan government? 100%. Venezuela is dependent on oil for everything. So it's interesting how the weaponization of the tariffs has begun with Trump now we are seeing how he could be using them going forward. He did it against Colombia. He's doing it against Venezuela. He's trying to bring Canada, Mexico, Europe, and China to the table to discuss whether, and I think he just wants to renegotiate some of the like free trade agreements that they have in between those nations with this. But it goes down to, the Trump effect and how Trump makes business, right? The Trump deal in that sense, right? So I want to get a little bit of overview, but I was talking to a friend this morning, and it was super interesting the analogy that we came up with, which was like, you imagine going to a bazaar and you're looking to get a wallet, and the guy tells you, oh yeah, I'm selling the wallet and it's going to be $100. And then Trump is like, how about I put a gun in the table and I'll shoot you if you don't sell it to me for $5? And the guy's like, okay, I'll sell it to you for $6. And he's like, okay, cool. You have a deal, right? So the escalation is so massive, at least with Trump, right? It's like, I'm going to come in, I'm going to do this big thing, and I'm going to try to get the best deal or the best outcome for me because, between a bullet and $6, the $6 seems like a great deal. So,
But like,
what
are the consequences when you have the SEC not going along? You have Europe already saying they're gonna impose tariffs as well. Then Trump is calling for lower rates, but Powell is not following suit. So inside the US, he's not really the person who can decide whether rates are going down. That's Powell. That's the SEC. So do you think he needs to have the SEC by his side, or he can just go along and do what he wants? Or
You
is
mean
he
the Fed?
gonna-
You mean the Fed?
the
Yeah.
Fed, the Fed.
Yeah. Okay. The Fed and the FOMC. Cool. The thing is just like I don't know. I want to hear Dimitri's thoughts on this for sure. But for me is, look, like he's trying to scare the economy. He's creating this credible threat. And at the beginning, people didn't believe him that he was looking to actually impose these things. So he actually imposed them for a while, right? And he was like, look, this is real. I can actually do this. So now the whole market has acted and reacted to the news. And we have already expected for the worst. We went from the biggest economy the world has ever seen. You'll have so much money, you don't know where to spend it, to the biggest recession the American economy has faced in the 2020s. So it's like the narrative has changed so quickly. And I agree with Dimitri's that it has overreacted.
Mm-hmm.
And we tend to overreact whether it's to the upside or the downside. And I think to this time it was to the downside, right?
So to touch on tariffs. So tariffs is not something that countries don't use. I mean, countries always use tariffs, and I think India has 100% tariffs on anything imported from the US. If you're living in Europe and you try to go buy like an American car, it costs much more than a European like luxury car. That's the tariffs. So countries have been using tariffs on each other for so long. But Trump, the way he's going about it, getting in front of TV and saying, I'm going to impose tariff on that country and that country and that country. Other countries do it more subtle, okay? They're going to get you the 25% tariff, but they're not going to tell you anything. So you don't know it. So that's number one with Trump. What was the second part of your question, other than tariffs? The rates. Oh, so the rates, what he's trying to do with rates, he understands that he cannot force Powell to drop the rates. He cannot do that. But he can work it in a different way. He can, you know what, let's do the drill, baby, drill. Let's get the energy prices down. Since energy is a huge part of the headline CPI. So we're going to do the best we can to work on our way through executive orders to get inflation down, and hopefully with this shock, because the economy took a shock in the Q1, and the Atlanta Fed GDP tracker showed that, and I'm actually worried about the Q1 earnings that they're going to start in a couple of weeks. in my opinion, the uncertainty of Trump and tariffs are behind us because we know how they're going to go now. Okay, we might get volatility here and there if he says something crazy on TV. But for me, the next risk going forward is not tariffs, is the Q1 earnings. So if that Atlanta Fed, which dropped from 2.5% to minus 2.5%, if that had any effect on the consumer spending, we're gonna see it in a couple of weeks. In my opinion, that's the risk I have in mind, and it has everything to do with the stock I'm planning to buy, which we're gonna discuss in a little bit.
Yeah. Well, another point that I want to get your touch on, because the thing is like you're a macro guy like myself.
Yeah.
So one of the big things that I've been like sort of analyzing and I've been calling it out, like sort of in my panel, I see some yellow lights popping, and right now they're starting to pop red. Right. So we have the hard data, which is like inflation data, unemployment data, but that's usually like rear view mirror. And then you have the soft data, which is like the surveys and the inflation expectations and all of this. And we're seeing inflation expectations drastically go up in the American consumer, but it does seem that the data is coming in a little bit phony, in the sense of like people are thinking the worst is to come, when the reality, right, I think like the deficit is around $189 billion, something $190 billion.
No,
right?
It's
more than that.
The deficit is almost like 2 trillion
yearly.
Yeah, last year was
man.
Yeah. I think the number you're referring to is the savings from Doge.
Oh wow. Okay, maybe I misread that.
Yeah.
A second. So, but yeah, so that's where apparently, but apparently it's a small, like, you know, it's like the imports in America is a small part of the total GDP.
Oh, you're talking about the import deficit.
Yeah.
The budget deficit. Okay.
No. Yeah. No, I meant the import deficit. Sorry.
Yes.
Right. So the import deficit is a small part. I think it's like 5% of the total GDP, right? And,
yes.
And if that's to go up, let's say 25%, which is drastically, it will increase and it will shift, like supply chains around. But again, I don't think with the current pricing and with the current benefit, like the current, what's it called? With the current production in the United States, I don't think we are actually at full production. So if the United States mills, mines, and all of that need to increase production, they're able to do so. We are not at maximum production in America, so we could see the local economy come in.
It's going to take time, though. It's going to be a transition period once they get everything in line, or the mining they want to do, which they stopped doing because it wasn't environmentally friendly. But you know, they can do it in Africa, but they cannot do it in the United States, and that's how they ship all their supply chains outside the United States. And by the way, one more point I want to make. So the tariffs is not really for the tariffs. Let's be honest here. It was for the border with Mexico and Canada, and for fentanyl. There's for some unfair trading practices that some countries do, which is dumping. You know, China is producing excess of steel. They're dumping into the US. Dumping meaning they're going to sell it below market prices so they can drive the competition out of business, and then they own the market. So a lot of these things are happening in the US, and Trump is aware of them. And the tariffs is much more than wanting to tax. Foreign nations, you know. He's trying to rebalance the deficit, as you said, and clean up all the unfair practices that got there like over the decades, and hopefully can force the U.S. companies bring production back to the United States, so you have everything you need in the U.S., and then you're not depending on anyone on trade. And then when that happens, then you're going to see the U.S. how they deal with countries around the world they don't need them anymore. So
one of the problems that I have with this, and it's one of the narratives that's actually coming out that is in relation to earnings as well, right? Some companies might just take the hit, you know, because let's say, for example, like let's play it out. Let's play out the 4 years, right? Okay, let's say you get 50% tariffs. Okay, for 4 years, right? And then the economy in America gets hurt, the consumer gets hurt, he loses the midterms, and he loses the Republicans lose the presidential office, the presidential suite in this case.
Yeah.
Okay, what happens then? Okay, the next group of people come in, and then they take away the tariffs. Now you just spend $40 billion in a factory that's now competing with China, and you can't compete because the only thing that defends you is the tariffs.
You know what? I think it's bipartisan. I think the tariffs are bipartisan because when Trump imposed the tariffs on China and then he lost and Biden came in, you know what? He increased the tariffs on China. So
But China, yes, because China is the competitor. But Canada, Mexico, Europe?
okay, those that get a pass, but Mexico and Canada, they should get a pass because they are like neighbors and they are like good neighbors. Okay, with Europe, I have a different opinion about Europe, but with China, I think whoever is president, they're going to negotiate more tough with China than people realize, and the issue is bipartisan. And I think whoever is president, the approach with China will be the same.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's interesting. I just read in the chat we have Akeem and Orbital in the chat, by the way. But what he said that the deficit, the trade deficit that America has right now is 918 billion. So if we were to use those number and 25%, let's assume 25% on all of that, it's only $250 billion.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, is it really gonna move the needle towards what Trump wants? But yeah,
No, but in the meantime, he can have some, from the external revenue service. He's trying to get some income that he can deploy like in other sectors of the government, and this is just the excuse to tax. It's taxation by in a different way, basically. But yeah, it's not going to carry as far the import deficit.
yeah. Okay, I want to pivot a little bit. I want to get Timothy into the equation a little bit. And I want to talk about the risk on sentiment, right? Cryptocurrencies has been the risk off barometer in the economy. Bitcoin is it's the index that tells you whether investors want to actually risk or not risk money. And so far, in my personal and humble opinion, Bitcoin continues to be at extremely high levels. Bitcoin at 80K, it's still impressive. Now, what do you guys think about sentiment? What do you think about Bitcoin? And I want to talk. I know Dimitris wants to talk about a little bit about Ethereum. But what are your thoughts here? What do you see, Timothy? Because right now, like I don't know, like in Friday and Monday, if Bitcoin was to say anything, it was that let's roar. We're going to the moon again.
Yeah, it's actually the best time for Bitcoin to make a massive rally again. And that's also how it would perfectly fit in the cycle. The only problem is how the stock markets are reacting on the macro news, and it's pulling Bitcoin a bit down as well. But we have seen times in history where Bitcoin decoupled from the markets, only not really when the market is crashing. So here is the time to shine for Bitcoin to decouple a bit from stocks and start picking up its own lead. And that's what I want to see in the next couple of weeks. If markets, for example, make a lower high and continue down, we don't want to see Bitcoin follow and drop below 70K again. For me, that's a no-go. And I will be very cautious if it does and cut some long-term positions, because some of us have been in Bitcoin since below 20K, since the bottom of 2022. And for me, rising all the way to 70K, 80K, it's enough. But for the people who just entered, I understand they want to see it go beyond 130, 140. But we have to stay realistic. If the price drops below 70K now, it's closing below an important trend line. It's closing below some important moving averages. and it's already late in a cycle, which makes it less likely to go up near the end of the year. But I'm giving Bitcoin the benefit of the doubt. I wanted to see, yeah, pick up some momentum again, and the next few weeks will be very important to see the reaction from the bottom it has right now. By the way, the hash ribbons indicator also flashed a buy signal. It has like a 90% probability of never touching the lows again. When it touches the low again, it's probably over this cycle. But it's more likely Bitcoin is going up. That's the TLDR. So that's what people want to hear probably. I'm just saying I'm having a line in the sand at 70K. Don't want to see that bottom taken out. And for the rest, let's hope. I don't know. What do you guys think?
So do you sell at 70K? Do you hit the panic bottom at 70?
Yeah, because I already sold some going up. So for me, it's okay to sell at 70K when the trend line has broken.
Okay. Anyway, Dimitri.
I have a question for Timothy. Do you see anything, any connection between gold and Bitcoin? Because gold at the moment is near all-time highs, and do you anticipate, did you ever think that once gold comes down, then Bitcoin goes up? Like, do you see any connection between them?
Not like they're correlated, in my opinion. I don't see the correlation like they have with stocks. I think gold, yes, it has been going up because of the uncertainty. It's more like a safe haven, more proven, like Bitcoin. They say Bitcoin is more a inflation hedge, but I don't see it when markets are crashing. It's a risk-on asset and very liquid to sell. So when stocks drop, Bitcoin will drop even more. That's how it usually goes. Now, gold has been going sideways for, I think, 10 years. So I did expect if it breaks out that the rally will be so immense that nobody would believe it. If you would say 2 years ago, nobody would believe where gold stands now. And I think gold still has some moves to go. And I told that in the chat that I was looking for gold to add to the portfolio, but I actually never did, and I did regret that. Do I think it's too late? Maybe we're in some kind of middle of the move. But on your point, if it's correlated with Bitcoin, not in my opinion.
In your opinion, okay. I didn't think so either, but I just wanted to get your take on the two, just out of curiosity.
So interestingly enough, right, this gold allows me the perfect pivot, and it's talking about the consumer defensives, utilities, and energy, right? That was the trade that we've seen that was paying off at the start of the year. If you had moved to companies like Philip Morris, companies like utilities like Verizon, you would be profitable today. So interestingly enough, what are your thoughts on consumer defensives right now on the defense trade, like the defensive trade, the move? Because I have a couple of charts I want to show you guys, in terms of this. And it's just kind of like looking at earnings per share, like price at the P ratio of the S&P 500, just to give you an idea. But here, let me just share real quick. And it's interesting because what we see is, for example, the United States right now, the S&P 500 PE ratio is sitting at 26, which from the highs just before Trump, we were sitting around 32. So those valuations have actually come down drastically. But interestingly enough, right, like, well, tech is always high at 35, real estate is always high, but right now it's sitting at a very high levels, healthcare pumped up like crazy, and I'm gonna break down this chart a little bit more because we actually can go in and have a look at how they're behaving. But yeah, financials continues to be cheap, even though it's like historically a little bit higher than normal. But yeah, so this was the S&P. I think this is the health sector of the S&P 500, and we did come up, and now no, this is the S&P healthcare sector. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a healthcare.
Correct. So have a look at this one. So the United States, yeah. So we were sitting at. Where am I looking?
20.
26.
Oh, it's still pretty high.
No, wait a second. This is. Am I tripping? I don't have the right data here. Huh. Wait. I'm trying to figure this out. But regardless. It's like it was. Well, no, actually.
So is that the trailing P or the forward?
This is no. So this is the. This should be the.
It should be the.
Yeah, the trailing. Yeah. The trailing.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So we continue to be expensive, huh? Swear to God. But yeah. So right now it's like, what do you guys think? Are we in levels? Like, are we overvalued right now in the S&P 500? Are we at levels not seen before, and should we correct? Because another data that I like to look at is the put to call ratio.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and the put to call ratio is a little bit more sort of, it tells you when there is like massive panic. Whenever you get this massive shifts, you get to see those moves, right? And whenever you see the puts starting to come up is whenever you see a bottom in the markets, right? Whenever you see the puts start to go crazy is whenever you start seeing the market bottom. So interestingly enough, right? Like it just seems like, like we were at oversold levels and we have corrected a little bit. The question is do we correct more based on this? And the bearish sentiment seems to be coming off a little bit too.
I mean, to be fair, you can't be an investor if you're listening to the bears, okay?
That's the truth.
I mean, you know what? I know some of them on eToro and I like them, but they are bearish like with whatever happens, they are bearish, okay? So if you're listening to the bears, you're never going to make any money. Let's just be honest, okay? So let's get the bears out of the way. So the multiples have expanded enough. So we are expensive already, okay? The bears, again, they're going to tell you about the dot-com bubble, like in 2001. But back then, those companies, they weren't making any money. Now, what is expensive is highly profitable. Like Amazon and Google and Microsoft and Nvidia, they're making more money than they can spend. They don't know what to do with them. They're paying dividends. They pay dividends just for the sake of paying a dividend because they want to get some money back to the shareholders. So the good companies are the expensive companies this time around, which is good. But the earnings have to carry us higher. If the earnings don't deliver this for Q1, then we're not going anywhere. So the question you should be asking yourself as an investor, if you are an equities investor, do you think the earnings are going to be as expected this year or not? If your answer is no, then you're gonna have to hedge or sell or whatever you want to do. But if your answer is yes, the economy is strong, the earnings are going to come better than expected or as expected, and the Fed is going to cut at least 2 or 3 times, then that's the case for us to be long. Now, if you disagree with me, fine. But that's my opinion. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about in general.
No, are you talking about the Bears?
Yeah.
No, I get you. Like, I'm still bullish, and like, I want to pivot a little bit here and try to get a little bit of sort of like a statement from you guys, right? To kind of understand, okay, where are you sitting, right? And it's like, what do you think what's the story that the market's telling right now, right? Because I agree with Dimitri's that we are at levels where earnings will be extremely important. For us to decide whether the bulls continue or do we start seeing a little bit more of a correction, and potentially, like, if we start seeing weakness in the sentiment, like Timothy said, with Bitcoin, potentially it could be a hit the like run for the hills moment. If we see the true impact of the tariffs. But I do think that the credibility has front run the markets. I think the trade deficit in January was like the highest it's ever been at 120 billion or something. And it was impressive because a lot of people were front running the potential idea of tariffs.
Yes.
So before there was anything that was implemented, people were already front running the potential news of the hike in prices or the fears. So what is the story that you see? And I want to potentially just like 1 or 2 minutes, whatever you're seeing, because right now, like I'll be the first one, right? The story that I see is we got Trump into office. The market rallied into the euphoria that we have a pro-business president. The reality is that yes, he's pro-business, but he's pro-America, and he's trying to fix the world in a very particular way. Can he achieve those things? Hopefully, but only time will tell. And as long as we are somewhere in the middle of those tariffs, and those tariffs are not the 25 or 50% that some people are thinking that could be the reality, we could be setting for a potential slowdown of earnings, but I don't think a total collapse of earnings for sure. So I think we are seeing maybe a slowdown of the gains that we have seen throughout the years, but I'm still bullish, right? I do still think that the stock market will be the best place, and even the American stock market will be the best place to keep your money.
Yes.
For now. But Dimitris, Timothy, whoever wants to take it first.
Go ahead, Timothy.
For me, before I dig deep into what I'm about to say, I just want the watchers to know that whatever the results are, I'm always in the markets. I'm never gonna try to time the markets. I'm never gonna try to predict what's gonna happen with stocks. I might do it with crypto because it's more volatile, but for stocks, I always try to stay in the markets, endure the corrections, and even the bear markets, and buy more when prices are attractive. What I'm doing is always keeping some cash on the side in case the market drops more. And right now, I think we're going to see a lower high and then another lower low, or maybe a double bottom, so near the low we had. And that's when I'm gonna buy. And just because the story isn't over with Trump, and like you said, Dimitris, we could see impact on earnings, and they already said, okay, Q1 is gonna be negative, so that's gonna have an impact once the earnings come out, and that's the truth. Then we could see some volatility again in the markets, pulling stocks down. So that's why I'm being cautious and keeping extra cash on the side. I'm trying to work as hard as I can to have more money on the end of the month to buy even more stocks, because long term I'm super bullish USA. We're seeing what Trump is doing for America, and he's gonna pull USA 10 times further beyond Europe, because now they have to spend on defense. They have to spend much more money to sustain Europe, instead of begging and being the parasite of the US. Now the US will have more money to lower their debt and invest more in its own country, and we're gonna see the effect of it within the next 10 years. That's my opinion.
Do you have a pick? Do you have anything in mind that you're looking to buy? Is this the section that we say our pick?
No, Dimitris, it's your go. What's your story? What's the story that you see in the markets? I want to know.
Okay, so like I said with you, Nestor, like on the last episode, we knew Trump was going to do with the tariffs. Okay, it wasn't a secret. He talked about it, and then he got everyone by surprise, simply, that he was imposing the tariffs that he promised he would do. Okay. The best way to describe it is like investors, equity investors, they got a taste of how it is to be a crypto investor. Okay. The volatility of the market lately, it's like you are investing in crypto. like the ups and downs, and you get the news. You wake up in the middle of the night, and you got the news, and the next day the market is going to up and down. But that's Trump, and that's the way he communicates through social media, and you're going to have to deal with that if you want to be in the markets for the long term. I think, in my opinion, the tariff fears are behind us. Now, unless he wakes up tomorrow and announces something new that we haven't considered, yes. But everything remains the same. I think the tariffs are behind us, the fears. So the next fear is Q1 earnings and what happens there. So,
and guidance too.
Yes, of course, the guidance.
Yeah.
So me going forward, I'm really being selective where to add more capital in which companies. I'm not taking any chances, like investing in things that they're going to have questionable earnings in Q1, Q2, and Q3. Anticipating the Fed to cut more than the market is expecting. That's my estimate. That whatever the market is expecting, add one more cut to that. So I think the second half of the year is going to be much better than the first half of the year, and a lot of people are just going to give up because they can't take the volatility, unfortunately or fortunately for us. So in the meantime, if we go further down, I will be ready to buy whatever I was buying in the first couple of months, and I have a couple of favorite plays that I have in play for that we're going to discuss later. But I'm overall bullish for the year.
Well, we're going to discuss it right now because in this part of the stream, we're going to be talking about stock wars.
Yes.
What's your stock and why you think it's going to go up, and the other people are going to tell you whether it's a good idea or not, you know? You know? But if you want to, for sure, you can take the first one, you know? I'm sure yours is going to be hard to pick at. You know what I mean?
It's going to be very easy, actually. So when we discussed this subject, when was it, like 3 days ago? I had a different answer. But so many things changed in 3 days.
Yeah.
Okay? So at the time, it was Amazon. But then this morning, when I was doing my reading and I was seeing, you know what? You can't go wrong with Walmart. Walmart is down 2% year to date. It's sitting around the 85 level. I think the high was 105. And you know what? We are late in the cycle, in the bull cycle. This is the third year. So let's say we have another year. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. And it has given us like a decent discount. I think it's 5% my exposure. So Walmart is next for me.
Wow. Okay, but then so interestingly enough, Walmart, because I know Timothy. Do you want to say yours? Because I know him.
I'm happy Dimitris chose Walmart because mine is Amazon. And for me, Amazon is like a cheat code in life. You don't have one business, you have 5 businesses. You have e-commerce, you have cloud, you have logistics, you have streams. Which one? There's another one. But you have 5.
The cars, they are in the chips, they are into everything. Yes, I agree with you, Timothy.
And I'm also very bullish on robotics, and you can see in the Amazon logistics stores that they already use like so many robots to be more efficient, to be more faster, allow to get more margins on their products. So for me, it's the company to have long term, and you can sleep on your 2 ears and just buy and hold, in my opinion.
So funny, I had a conversation.
In my defense, it wasn't Amazon because it's my second largest position, Amazon. And because it went a bit up in the last few days, that's why I changed my opinion. I went to Walmart. It's not because I don't like Amazon. Believe me, I love Amazon. Okay, I love Amazon as much as Timothy.
But interestingly enough, right? I was having a conversation,
Yes.
right? Like, let's say we get the inflation that everybody's talking about. That whenever we get a 25% increase in tariffs, all of the products are gonna go up. Who
Yes.
benefits, right? And this, like, the analysis that I came up with was just that Amazon benefits from the tariffs because maybe the sales come down a little bit, but they make a percentage of every sale. So that's what was interesting, like who loses in the transaction is the consumer and then the importers. Those are the people that,
And
but Amazon
don't
benefits
forget,
from this.
don't forget their biggest profits come from the cloud industry. That's their main
AWS.
earnings that giving profits, and cloud it's so easy to profit from, and they're the white mode within the cloud space.
By the way, I like Walmart, I like Walmart. Walmart is a good stock. But
What not to like about Walmart? What not to like about
the
Walmart?
problem is I think they're expensive right now.
They are, but you know what? It was 42 times, like the beginning of the
You know what I mean? Yeah,
No,
like,
it's actually more expensive than Amazon at
yeah.
this time. But so Walmart is the low end. Is the extreme low end of the consumer. Okay, and it's a proven play for a recession. Okay, the last two recessions, the 2020, that was a short recession, and the 08-09 recessions, Walmart went up like it was like nobody's business.
So what do you like about Walmart? Like, what is the thing that makes it?
It's defensive. It's defensive, number one, because you can't go offense 100% and then expect that you're not going to get killed on a bear market. You have to put that scenario into the equation. And Walmart has delivered good results in the last couple of years. So there are not that many stocks that they are growth and defensive. Okay, so when you find them, add them in your portfolio if you like them. I have two of them. I have UNH and I have Walmart. So those two are the anchors going to the end of the cycle. So the portfolio is put together in this way that, let's say we drop into a recession, I can make a couple of moves and I can keep my good players in, and I'm going to be okay without changing the portfolio 100%. And I think like 60% in the last year, Walmart, and they pay a dividend. I don't give a shit about the dividend, but they give you something.
It competes. It acts like a tech stock.
Yes.
It's more of a tech stock than tech stocks right now.
Yeah, and the last thing about Walmart and Amazon is a stat I read like a couple of months ago that by 2030, 30 cents of all commerce, not e-commerce, all commerce in the US is going to be spent between them two. Amazon is expected to have $1 trillion revenue on 2028. I mean, can you put it in your head?
It is crazy. It is crazy. I'm not gonna take that away because like the stock that I'm gonna mention, which you guys already know what I'm gonna talk about, but like it's interesting, it's my darling, it's my baby, but like the thing is like the amount of money they generate and the amount of money that goes through Walmart stores is crazy. It is crazy because that was one thing that did scare me between the choices that we were looking at. I was like, when you look at Walmart, what's Walmart's price to sales? It's like,
I don't know, but you can let them know.
Yeah. I'll check it out right now. I'll take it, but it's insane. It's insane the amount of money that they print. Like it's.
Nestor, now you have to tell us your pick.
I will. So the best things are safe at the end.
Timothy, do you have to think
You
too
have
much?
to-
Than me? He doesn't.
Like
he
the
doesn't
price
like
to
it.
sales, the price to sales of Walmart is 1. They sell as much as they're valued.
Yes,
Insane.
they have 700 billion in revenue. Yes.
Sales.
Yeah.
So nuts.
Yeah, but it's like they are like in some things they're like low margins, and they don't have the cloud business that Amazon has, and they are thinking getting into AI in some capacity. I was reading. I don't think that has anything to do with the high valuation, but it's defensive, and you're paying a little bit more expensive now. But if something happens and we drop into a recession or anything like that, you're gonna love holding Walmart going into a bad scenario. There you go. There you go.
Now, talking about my baby and my darling.
Yes.
I think 2025, the last will be first. The hope will come back. The euphoria will rise from the ashes. Nvidia, top place. Bam. Everybody hates it. Nobody wants it. AI is done.
No. Nobody hates it. Let's not be ridiculous. We all love it. We all love it.
It's the truth.
Some people have the guts to buy it.
Yeah.
Let's call it what it is. Okay, continue.
But that's the thing. Right now, the stock. Well, right now, Nvidia's what 20% of my portfolio.
Is it?
I want to say. I think it's more.
Okay.
No, I think it's gone. Overall, my whole portfolio has moved up, and then yeah, it's like about. Let's have a look. Sitting at 18%. 18% of my portfolio.
It's a significant portion of your portfolio.
Yeah. It's
Yes.
massive. It's massive.
I'm surprised it's not 50% next time.
Because I had to sell. I had to take some profits at the table, because I studied finance. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I just don't see the demand for the chips coming down anytime soon. And every single tool I use for our business tells me that I need to be buying more and more. Every single tool. So I just, like the one thing that there are caveats in here. And one of the things, because I spoke to you about the price to sales of Walmart. Mm-hmm. And that's an impressive one, But Nvidia has something that scares me when it comes to the price to sales. And if there's a competitor that tries to take Nvidia's lunch, there's not too much defense there, because the price to sales of Nvidia is 22 times.
That's not crazy expensive.
I know.
It's not cheap, but
no. But if you look at the forward PE is in the 20s. It's cheaper than Walmart.
Yes.
And
they expect 50% increase in revenue this
I
year.
think yes. I think
the number. Okay. So
correct.
If you put them together, Nvidia should be a buy right now for everyone listening.
Well, after we just had the CGT conference, which was I think we were like after I've digested, I'm more bullish.
Listen, I got confused. I was watching it with you, and I got confused. It was like too technical for my.
I'm more bullish. I'm more bullish now.
Are you?
I was wrong not to be bullish. I was wrong not to be bullish.
I wasn't. It wasn't that I wasn't bullish. I remained bullish through the whole video, but I got confused. I mean, he was talking like. He was
talking for the developers.
Yeah, it was for the developers, not for the investors. So.
But you know what we missed in all of its greatness.
What?
Nvidia is not a flashy company. Jensen is not supposed to be the rock star he was last year. Nvidia is buy the pigs during the gold rush. That's what it is. And pigs are boring. Chips are boring. Why? Because they produce compute. They burn a little bit of electricity, and that's all they do. But the reality is what they can create. And he was talking to the developers, to the people that can actually make that difference. And they are making that difference. The innovations we are seeing are nuts. I saw the robots from the company, the robotics company that had the running robots before with the pistons.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's getting nuts. It's getting nuts. I can't remember.
It
Boston
looks
Dynamics.
fake, but it's not.
Boston Dynamics, yes.
Boston Dynamics. The robot from Boston Dynamics. America fights Russia with those robots. Like I don't like, you know, Putin has no idea what he's getting in if he doesn't sign that ceasefire. Like, it's crazy the things that they're able to do, and that's only the beginning. You know, like we have the Tesla Optimus. We have Amazon that did robotics before robotics was cool. You know, it's just like the amount of compute.
Amazon, they want to produce them just for their own use, and then they're gonna sell them elsewhere. I mean, Amazon, they're developing things just for they can use them themselves.
It's the same for Google. Funny enough, the chips that Google produces they've never sold them to anybody because they're like, we need them for this. We don't like. I make them for myself, and it's like, but we want them, and it's like, no. My servers need it more. Yeah.
Now that you say Google, I want to ask Timothy about Google because he's been holding Google since 2020. I saw one of his posts the other day, and Google is sitting. It's a bit cheap.
Google is the canary in the coal mine. If I have to choose another stock that I'm looking to buy,
do you have Google as well, Ernesto?
In my portfolio, in eToro, no. I don't think
No.
So. I don't think so.
You don't like it?
No, I like it, and at these current levels, I love it. Like, I think people are not realizing, right? The big thing with Google is this: with AI, you need data, and who has the most data? Google. Yeah. Google has Google Maps, YouTube, search, Docs, Gmail. All of these different products, and the ones that we don't use on a daily basis. Have you used Note LM?
No, I haven't.
Apparently, you can just give it all of the information. You give it all of the documents you want, and it'll ask you questions. It'll create postcards. Like, it's an amazing tool to write and create like analysis and all of this stuff. And it's like, it's the things that they're creating with AI and just the access that they have. Google comes up with a new AI project every week. We just don't know about them because we don't develop, but it's crazy. Google, front runner.
I'm bullish on Google as well. How about you, Timothy?
But the thing with Google is like people are scared ChatGPT and other AI websites will take the market share from search engine. With ChatGPT, we're seeing more people using it and searching for things. And once ChatGPT will be included in Alexa's or other devices in the house, we will see lower search searches from Google. But what I'm seeing in the AI space is that Google continues to dominate and also be able to be on the leads together with Cloud and ChatGPT. So I'm not scared they are getting behind of this anytime soon. And I saw one interesting question to pick up on what Nestor said. Like, would you take $2 million or $5 million and never use Google products in exchange again? Would you never use Maps again? Would you never use
I cannot live without like
Gmail
I cannot live with
again?
GPS. I don't know how people lived without Google Maps. I have no idea. Like,
Yeah,
in all
but
honesty, I have no idea.
specifically Google products. And me personally, I can't live without Google products either. So I'm always gonna have Google in my portfolio as long as I can't live without it. So that's my point on Google, why I keep it in my portfolio.
I want to buy Google.
So you should buy Google.
I want to buy Google.
I have a portfolio, and I think I bought it I think I bought. No, I had it like for a long time, and I think I bought a little bit in the last month or two. It's not at the very top. I think it's maybe like 6th or 7th by size in the portfolio. So I have a good amount of it. But yeah, I agree with Timothy. It's well positioned, and the price at this time, it could be a good entry point for people that are looking to get into Google. People are listening, probably wondering about this. Okay.
Well, let me touch on a couple of points and a couple of stocks that the chat was talking about.
Yes.
Orbital mentioned Walmart or Home Depot.
Walmart.
Okay, what are your thoughts on Home Depot? The thing is Home Depot is like housing, and the problem is housing right now
Yes.
is not having the best time.
Home Depot is tied to housing. Housing is tied to rates. So basically, the Fed has everything to do with Home Depot. Walmart is the extreme low end. It doesn't matter about rates, about anything. You have to go to Walmart and get your groceries and whatever you're buying. Maybe it has a bit more upside than Home Depot, yeah, perhaps, but the housing is too tied into into rates, and it's just not my taste. I'm not saying it's a bad company, like for my taste.
No. What about Samsung? We have a note here that it could outperform over the next 12 months.
Which one?
Samsung.
You're talking about
I would say you can.
They're
trade
chips.
it,
They
but
make chips too, no? I think they make chips too.
I would not hold it long term, but maybe in the next 12 months it can outperform. Yes.
I have no idea because I haven't looked at it, so I can't have an opinion. It's not a U.S. company, so you know me. I'm like, ask me anything in the U.S. outside of the U.S. I'm not very knowledgeable.
But for me, it doesn't has a wide moat. You know, it's not the leader in anything.
I just had Jeff Bezos by. Drop me off.
What you got?
Oh man. So you get the gold, the real investment for 2020, 2025. Pokemon.
How much you pay shipping for those?
Free. It's free. You get them cheaper from Amazon than from the store. Nuts.
Okay. Next question.
Okay, and well, that was the thing. You know, it's like the question would be like, if I want to go for like TSMC, if I want to go for chips. By the way, I cut you off. Sorry, I cut you guys off. So
no, we finished the point about Samsung. I said it's not in the US, so I have an opinion, and Timothy gave his opinion.
Okay, now we're gonna go into what sectors are you not thinking of touching?
Let's answer the question from Toby about Tesla.
Well, no. We'll answer in a bit. Yeah, we'll answer in a bit. That because we still have the Q&A.
Okay.
So what are you guys not touching right now?
I'm not touching utilities, telecommunication, China, Europe, emerging markets.
So everything that's gone up this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fair. Well, market seems to be bouncing up a little bit. What about you, Timothy?
So,
because I know you wrote.
Yeah, I'm not touching altcoins if Bitcoin is weak, you know. So I'm definitely not buying any altcoin. I'm always gonna check the chart and see if it's strong. And if Bitcoin, for example, drops below 70K, then I would stay out of the market and just sit and wait. On the other hand, if it can reclaim, like, my level is 95K, if it can reclaim 95K, I think it's back risk on for Bitcoin. It has a higher probability that some altcoins will outperform again, besides Ethereum. So I'm not touching Ethereum. That's what I want to say.
You know what? Since we talk about Ethereum, listen. So I'm scrolling on Instagram, and there's a meme, like a meme that says, if you bought Ethereum in 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, you are like at the same level. And I'm laughing, and I'm thinking, you know what? I am that guy. That happened to me. So I've been holding Ethereum for 4 years, and I'm like down. Okay, and then that happens sometimes because you bought it at the wrong level, and then you are like at the level you are now. But it has become a laughing stock in social media. That's my opinion. Okay, and it's not a good look for a coin. I mean, I don't see people shitting on Bitcoin when Bitcoin is down or Bitcoin is trading sideways. So I'm extremely upset with Ethereum. I'm not selling now, of course. I'm not an idiot, but just give me an opportunity to exit with a little bit of profit.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
I'm switching to Bitcoin with the Ethereum profits, and it's going to be Bitcoin. So it's going to be Bitcoin and Solana, not Ethereum Solana. Bitcoin Solana is mine.
Demetrius, you're the one who convinced me not to sell my Ethereum in 2024.
I was.
You were the one so bullish.
I wanted, you know what? If I was going to be miserable for a year, I want you to be with me so I can have some company. But you have to say I was also the one that told you to buy Solana when levels were lower. I don't know if you buy. I don't think you bought, but I'm saying.
I'm completely out of Solana.
Completely?
Yeah. Because we also discussed this in the previous video. I said if Solana breaks 180, I'm out. And it closed below 180, went to 160, and I was completely out. And that's because the meme narrative is also a bit died out. And in my opinion, I don't think it will recover from where it stands a few months ago. I prefer to pick altcoins with a bit more strength, and the chart of Solana, it did recover a bit in the past few weeks, but as long as it stays below 180, I'm not sure if it can make another high anytime soon. If it does, I can re-enter, but I'm trying to stay safe for the portfolio. Don't forget, guys, that we are managing other people's money, so we have to take account in some risk of how the market is responding. So for altcoins, it can drop 50% in a few weeks. You don't want to have that happen with other people's money, so you have to have a line where you cut positions.
Yeah, I have a line not going more than 10% of cryptocurrencies in my portfolio. That's the rule I'm keeping the most. Like that's the level it makes me uncomfortable with cryptocurrencies.
That's why, I don't know if you saw the moves. Like Mara in the last 2 days gives me so much hope.
The crypto miner.
Yeah, because they're all the crypto miners are pivoting to AI data centers.
Mm-hmm. You know who called that? We did an interview on the Let's Talk podcast and with someone else. I don't remember who, but someone told us that they have two cases. The Bitcoin miners, they always had two cases: the mining, and then they can switch their business to something else.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And they can just, whenever it's not profitable, change it to mining. I think Mara right now mines at 28K a Bitcoin. So it's nuts. The one that I'm kind of stay away, and I'm kind of like torn on this, because I wrote down Shell. And like Shell, like I have a long history with Shell. But funnily enough, Shell has been pumping. You know what I mean? Shell has been pumping. And the thing is oil is down, right? But Shell has massive productions of gas as well, right? And gas has been ripping.
Yes.
So that's being an interesting one, but like the sector that I think could be very dangerous if Trump manages to accomplish all of the things that he wants to do is oil. Like we've seen oil at extremely low levels, right? And OPEC Plus is increasing production. We're gonna see more supply coming. I just don't see how oil can benefit from this.
I got out from ExxonMobil like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, they.
Yeah,
But Nestor,
got out.
Shell is now cutting their oil distributions in other countries and focusing more on natural gas.
Correct.
So that's why.
That's why they're pumping. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And then they're also letting go of their green energy. They're like, we're not doing that anymore.
I mean, that statement right there is just like a joke, okay? What green energy? I mean, what are we talking about? I mean, can we be realistic and pragmatic? I mean, please. I mean, did you see the renewable trade? They're all going downhill, okay? So it's going to be, you know what? I think I'm going to re-enter energy, but let Trump get the prices down. Let them drill as much as possible. Let ExxonMobil get down into the single digits price to earnings. Let that dividend come up, and then I'm going to re-enter. But at the time when I got out with a good profit, and I wanted the capital so I can redirect it into tech. And once tech, I mean, that's the story of the stock market. Some sectors they go up, some sectors they go down, and then you're gonna have to buy when they're down. And that was the opportunity. But energy right now is like a no-go for me.
Yeah. By the way, if you guys wanna sort of throw your hat in the ring, somebody asked, what's the price prediction for Solana this year?
Go ahead, Timothy. You go first.
Yeah, we'll leave it to Timothy. Timothy, say the number.
But at what point? I mean,
end of the year.
We talk end of the year.
End of the year prediction. Again, take this once with a kilo of salt. By the way, I need to buy a bag of salt and put it there.
Okay.
So I 1 kilo of salt. You know?
Like the guy from
$90.
90. Jesus, you are bearish, Timothy.
The thing is, he's gotten it right. He has gotten it right. It's crazy, but he's gotten it right.
Okay, 90. I say.
And just remember when it reclaims 180, I'm full on bullish again. So
the Solana Whisperer, you heard it here first in Market Buzz.
I mean, it can be back to 180 like in 2 days. Right? It's so. I mean, those moves are so sudden. Sometimes it can go back to 180. Like
well, that's the thing about crypto, Dimitris. The thing is like the moment you're not on Ethereum, the next day it rips 100%. That's the problem. That's the problem with crypto.
I'm gonna hate it while it goes up. That's why I'm not getting out, because I know once I get out, then it's gonna go parabolic. So okay, so Solana. So what is it now? 140. Yes. So I say we make new high.
Wow, I have no idea.
I say we make a new high. What is the all-time high? 280, 290. I think we'll cross 300 by the end of the year.
Sitting at 145. Yeah. Okay. Damn.
But what's the narrative? Do you think people will just
because he's bullish? The thing is he's risk on bullish this year.
So it doesn't have to be a narrative. For one particular coin to go up. We are in the fashion business, and if it goes up, people just buy it. If markets do well and the Fed cuts as I think they will cut, that's a catalyst enough for the crypto market, which is like risk on, to go up. Now some coins are gonna go further up because they're gonna have some catalyst for some reason, like Timothy is suggesting, but there is some institutional interest about Solana. They want to add into ETFs and all that. But yeah, I'm extremely bullish on Solana. And
it's interesting. Yeah. Sorry.
If you see my portfolio, you're gonna see exactly how bullish I am on Solana and
Ethereum.
You know what? why don't you call it a stable coin so we can let's call it
Move
what
on.
Just say the words. Just say the words. Just
it's a stable coin.
Yeah.
Timothy, give me your blessing.
And just like with XRP, it will fly to the
He's
moon.
gonna go.
XRP, funny enough, is getting a lot of momentum now,
Yes.
So I'm paying attention. I got in, got out of XRP. We have to see, but it's an interesting one for sure. Okay, all right. I think we're going into the Q&A. So Dimitris,
Yes.
if you have any questions, don't forget to put them in the chat. By the way, if you're liking the content, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe.
So the question I want to answer from Toby.
We went an hour and 10 minutes without mentioning the Señor Elon.
Yes. Okay, so before answering the question, let's dive into Tesla a little bit. Okay, so Tesla. Okay, so the Tesla stock is absolutely for a crypto guy. It's not for the regular equity investors. Okay, you have to be a crypto guy to be able to hold the volatility and take it, all the news. And I mean, in my short life of investing, this is my second 40% drop in a month that I have experienced. The first one was in 2022, and it was as equally painful as this one. The only reason I'm underperforming the S&P this year by a couple of percentages is Tesla, losing almost 50%. It's a bit up now, but still way down from what it was. So the ground zero for Tesla is beginning of April when they announced the sales for Q1 or for Q4 rather. For what quarter they saying they're announcing the sales? Is it for Q1? Yeah, for Q1. So it's going to be bad, okay?
Yeah.
Bad.
Brace.
But I'm surprised this action in the last couple of days. I think it was like 11% yesterday, 11% up. Are they expecting? Do they know something we don't? I don't think so.
If he produces the 5,000 Optimus, he's saying, and the robo taxis.
Wait. That's in the future. So we have to see what they have now. What are they working on with? And it's just cars at the moment. Yeah. And they're not selling a lot of cars. Number one, and the number that is going to come next week is not going to be good. That's for sure. So that's the bad news. The good news is that the FBI now is going to start investigation about the people vandalizing the cars in the parking lots, and the people can be arrested for terrorism, which is fucked up.
Heavy.
You don't want to be locked up for 20 years because you. But
at that point, come on, like arson. Like, what are you doing here, right? Like, you're hurting normal people's lives. Right?
Yes.
Like,
I think mostly they were destroying cars from dealerships. I don't think they were destroying cars. But either way, it's not. It shouldn't.
Not good.
I want to say something, guys.
Yeah,
I want to say something. So I'm not an investor in Tesla, and I will never be. But I've noticed there's like a typical scenario every time you're in Tesla. You either have like the I'm in love with Elon face, and then Tesla goes up. And we saw that whenever Trump got elected, everyone loved Elon. And then you're going into the I hate Elon face, and then suddenly Tesla stock drops 50% in a few weeks. Mm-hmm. And we know within the next few months we will get another I love Elon wave. So once in a while, people will hate Elon, and then a few months later, people love Elon. And it's
when he does something great, yeah. My dad told me this, and it was whenever the Falcon 9, whenever he landed the first rocket on that platform in the ocean, and I was like, we should buy Tesla. And I was like, what are you talking about? It's a car company. And he was like, we should buy it. Like, that is impressive. My dad's my dad's an engineer. He looked at that and he was just like, how can I invest in that guy? How can I give him money? So that's the problem with that. Whenever it happens with Tesla, it's the same thing with crypto. It's just one day it can just rip. So if you're not in it, you're just out of it, you know?
You know what about Tesla? Okay, so Elon rubs some people the wrong way, and I get it. And as a Tesla investor, I don't like it when he's on TV every single day and getting involved in politics in Europe. Come on, dude. What are we doing here? Just look your own business and don't get involved in Europe. Let them do whatever they want to do. So stuff like that. He's so visible. I would like it not to be as visible as he is now, and that has an effect on the stock. But there are future catalysts in play for the stock going much higher, which is the Optimus, the humanoid AI, autonomous driving, and all that. And to answer Toby's question, if Tesla makes a new all-time high in the next 5 years, I say abso-fucking-lutely, and it's not going to take 5 years. Okay, it's going to take a year. In the next 12 months.
Like the moment we see those robots is ChatGPT 2.3.
Yes, but,
you know, 3.0.
But it's not a typical stock, so it can go make a new all-time high, and then something happens, and then lose 50% like in the month following to that. So it's a very particular stock to own. I don't think it's for the people that they lose 2% and they're losing their minds. It's for the crypto guys, mostly. And when I say crypto guys, I mean people used to the volatility. I'm not trying to. I don't mean anything about the crypto people. I mean people that used to people that can handle the volatility. But yes, Tesla is making a new all-time high. It's not going to take 5 years. It's going to take like a year.
By the way, so we have a quick question here from Orbital. Do you think Trump will succeed in creating a trade surplus?
No.
In America? Do you think?
It might come close.
You think he gets close?
He gets close. But, I mean, a surplus is like. I mean, in order to have a surplus, you have to be a country that manufactures things and exports them to the majority of the world. Okay, and you have to have a cheap labor, and America doesn't have those conditions unless they bring all the chips back, and NVIDIA is shipping chips from Mississippi. Okay, but it might not happen during these 4 years. It might happen in the following 4 years. Manufacturing has come back in the U.S. in the last few years. Okay, and I'm reading that all the plant building they're doing so they can support the next phase of made in the USA. It's going to have an impact on the trade deficit, but the surplus is like quite a stretch for Trump. That's my opinion. I might be wrong.
Timothy?
Yeah, I'm just saying no because the odds are against it. We see the history, and to shift doing more exports than imports, it needs a lot more capacity than what he's changing now. So that's my short answer.
Well, since Trump became president, doing business is evil for the person that benefits from them, which is America buying cheap goods from the rest of the world. America apparently is being taken advantage of. Outrageous. But the question would be also that I have, and would love to get your insights, and my answer to this is no, he won't, right? But do you think he'll reduce the deficit, the debt deficit? You think he'll reduce it? You actually think he'll come down? I don't think so.
Talking about the debt?
The debt, the American debt.
Yeah.
I think he pumps it.
No, I don't think he pumps it. I think he's going to get it down a little bit. So the way to get down the debt is not to pay it off, is to balance the budget, and you have growth, and it's worth less of your GDP because it's a percentage. Okay, so the number doesn't really, the number of the debt doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is your GDP. If your GDP grows and the debt stays as it is, good. If you have a balanced budget, good. That's all that matters. Now, he wants to do the $5 million a piece gold card. You know about that?
Yeah.
So they sold 1,000 of them like last week. Okay, they plan to sell like 200,000 of them, which is like 2 or 3 trillion. And he said he's gonna pay debt down with that. I mean, how
That'll be very interesting. I wonder who buys it, because it's like you're paying $5 million to get in, and then you're paying American taxes.
Yeah, but if you are a wealthy person from a third world country and you want to get your capital legally in the United States and go live large in Miami, Florida, and you don't have to, you have to find some chick to marry her, give her money under the table, and then you're illegal. No, you just go there, you pay $5 million, and you enter in the country with a green card and with a path to citizenship. Okay, I mean, it's a big deal. A lot of people want to get into the United States.
Yeah. No, it's the truth. It's the place to be.
It's a place to be. If you have a little bit of money, I mean, Europe is good for, for the summer. But if you want to live in a country that has everything, and you can pick a state that is safer than others, and with low taxes and all that, I mean, the US is still the place to be.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
Any other questions you guys got?
I did saw one mention if we are buying meme coins.
Are you in the meme coin rally? There's only one meme coin in my heart.
I did buy one.
Which one?
Oh yeah,
Risky.
people don't know that. We made our own meme coin.
Yeah. We have a meme coin. But it's risky, guys.
If people want to get risky. No, but I did buy one meme coin on Base chain because I saw that the Coinbase wallet app now shows the ticker whenever you have it in your wallet, and usually when that happens, they're gonna list it soon on the Coinbase exchange. And should I mention the ticker?
It's up to you.
If people want to buy, but
This is the deep end. Whatever he said about this point,
you can lose money on this. It's a meme coin. But yeah, it's called KeyCat.
Katie cat. What?
Maybe I can share the screen.
Share.
By the way, what's the definition of a meme coin? Is it by market cap?
No. Meme coin is like, I think it's just popular belief, it's like Pepe coin, Dogecoin. It's just things that became popular on the internet that just get tokenized.
Okay, because it can be confusing what is meme coin and what is not. Okay. Let's see what we have.
World is this?
What am I looking at?
It gets crazy.
K-Cat.
Here's where rumors
of
listing on Coinbase got mentioned at 1 cent. It's not even 1 cent. It's 0.001,
so crazy.
And it's already up. So it's already up 300%. So do with it what you want. I've already taken some profits, but you never know. Next line of resistance here is where I'm gonna
swear to
take
God.
some profits again.
What is the pitbull? 20K in 10 hours?
So yeah,
show us the pitbull one.
What?
I saw a coin that
Pitbull?
went up to 12,000%.
Yeah, no, I'm
Pitbull.
not watching those.
Market Buzz
Now,
does not condone the investment of meme coins or any alternative assets that are not in regulated exchanges. Blah blah blah
okay.
blah blah blah.
So, Timothy, what is your definition of a meme coin? What makes a meme coin, and what differentiates it from an altcoin?
Well, in theory, every altcoin is a meme coin because
Okay.
it's it's magic money. So the thing with meme coins is they don't have utility, and they don't care they don't have utility. It's open for everyone to say we don't have utility. We're just a picture of a dog. We're just a picture of a fart. It's just to make you laugh, and it makes people lets people come together because they unite in discords, in telegrams. They do free labor, which means they go on Twitter and tweet about it for free just to pump the price, and that's what makes meme coins go up, in my opinion. The issue now is that so many scams happened. You had the Melania coin, you had the Argentina coin. Trump even sucked all the liquidity and then sold his bags for other utility coins. So I don't think there's enough narrative to pump another meme coin super cycle. But we'll see. Anything can happen.
I mean, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP pump all the way to insane levels. Like if Bitcoin gets to 200K, people diversify into.
Into
People are
Bitcoin?
always looking for the next ones. Yeah, it's interesting because, like, I'm not into meme coins, but you wanna see a crazy chart?
Please.
Like, did you guys ever play Counter-Strike? Like, this is the deep end. By the way, we're in the deep end. Like, the show's officially over. You know what I mean? Like, I think it. Like, I'm talking about gaming, like. But I'm gonna show you something, and I'm gonna show you something crazy, which is the CS2 skin index.
Skin index. Okay.
Oh, you have no idea. Like the crypto, like the finance bros decided, you know what? Like, how about we just tokenize everything? And I'm gonna show you the CS:GO skins index. You know, which is screen, window, and we're going to here. So if we go all the way back, this is the CSGO skin index.
Expert.
The esports fire 300, which selects the index of the CSGO economy as a whole. So this grabs this is an index that tries to figure out the pricing of the skin market. And I'm going to show you some skins, and we're going to talk some crazy things. But January 25th till now, we're talking about the index plus 36,000, and it's sitting at 42, which is a pretty decent rally. And if we go to like even the last 3 months of like the CS graph cases, I think this is the cases. We were from $242 to $290, and the highs were around 314. So if you had bought cases in CS:GO or CS2, you would have made money. You know? So this tells you it's crazy. And it's like, and the reality is like, it's this. So this is what you buy.
So
now that we're talking about altcoins and stuff, you know.
are you endorsing meme coins?
Oh, I've not meme coins. I'm endorsing CS:GO skins. CS:GO skins to the moon, for sure. They've like, this is what I wish altcoins was. You know what I mean? Like if altcoins were this, if the tokenomics were this, I'll be down. But let me show you some crazy stuff, right? So it's like, where's my butterfly knife skins? Okay, I'm gonna take you. I own this knife. I own it. I own it. Yeah. It's crazy. I know it.
Wow.
I know it. Let me have a look. Butterfly. Give me butterfly. Vanilla. Where is it? It's not here. Butterfly knives.
By the way, what was the number of people watching the
Maximum 30. I think we reached 13 people.
1-3?
1-3.
Okay,
Not bad.
so
And we're
that's
still
good.
live, right?
Yeah, we are. This is the deep end. Vanilla. How much do you think I paid for that knife? Right? Like you saw a little bit.
Butterfly,
50K. No,
butterfly vanilla.
5K.
No, okay, less. So right now it's sitting at $2,300 if you want to buy it in $2,300 to $2,400.
What are you doing with the knife?
The knife. So the knife is just in the game and you hold it. Literally.
Can we
That's
short?
it.
Can we short it?
I wouldn't. but I'm sure you could borrow it from someone if you could set up they're starting to create all of this different. So you can see here the pricing of it and stuff, right? Like and how it has behaved in the last couple of days and whenever you see a market rally. But then for example, like you have like AK-47.
Okay, so Walmart is approaching the levels that I'm going to enter.
You're gonna buy? Oh, market just closed.
Yeah, I know, but I just saw Walmart was down 3.5% today, down to 84. So we're getting there.
Yeah. Now at what price you want to buy Walmart?
80, under 80.
You know which one I'm looking at too? Costco, but it needs to get like on like is it under 900 right now?
Costco is also expensive, but
Yeah.
Costco, I mean, you know what? Costco and Walmart are the ones that you have them in your portfolio and you don't have to think about them when things go bad. And it's nice to have a couple of these things in your portfolio.
Yeah.
You don't have to, okay, NVIDIA, you worry about it, not because of the company, of the business, but because of the price. And I'm sure you would like to have 80% NVIDIA in your portfolio, but you only have 20 because you worry about it, because, it's a volatile stock. So with Walmart and with Costco, you don't have to worry about that because they're going to be there.
Okay. Yeah. All right, guys. Anything else? Anything else you guys would like to add?
If we find a good section of all of us like talking like in 35-45 seconds, it would be great to post on social.
For sure. All right. Let me end the stream right here. Thank everybody so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. This is the number of takes it takes,
Check out portfolio.
Check out your portfolios in the links below. We're all on eToro and we all share our trades, except for my CSGO trades, which Yoni, if you're listening, allow me to buy.
Hey, one more thought, and then we go. What do you guys think about eToro filing for an IPO in New York?
Well, they did it. What they were supposed to do it last time.
Yeah, that was a SPAC, and it didn't go through. So now they're doing like an IPO in New York.
IPO. It's gonna be interesting. It's like a company. They make bank.
$5 billion valuation. Are you guys buying? Not at the IPO, but would you consider having it in your portfolio?
It'll be interesting to evaluate. We have the numbers. Didn't they give us the numbers?
They did.
But I don't know how update they are, but
yeah.
And it'll be interesting.
And the $5 billion, that's just the estimate. Once it goes live the first day, and then you're gonna know what the market is thinking about it. But
it could pump. At the beginning. The question is does it maintain the rally? Depends on market sentiment. When are they planning to go public?
I don't think they said when they're going public. I think they filed yesterday. I don't know how long it takes the whole process to go public once you file. But Robinhood
Robinhood is being nuts, but Robinhood is way more advanced. It seems, no?
Is sitting at 42 billion valuation. 42. And eToro is Europe-centric, is not US-centric yet. So there's quite an upside if you are looking to buy and hold and see what has in store like in the next 3-4 years. And then the whole thing, as popular investors, buying like holding the company that
you're trading with. Well, it'll be interesting.
Yes. So
we got to do an episode on that. So everybody.
Yes. Yes.
It's coming. All right. Okay, I'm gonna end it. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. And peace out.
I'm interested to see how the episode came out, like doing it live.
It was long. We went on for like an hour and a half.
An hour and a half, yeah.
Timothy, give me 2 minutes and you can go.
Yeah.
Timothy wants to get out. He's like, hey, I just read the message. He's like, what are we talking about? Why are you showing me some random knife?
You wanted to be out like 15 minutes ago.
No, it's okay.
Oh,
it's okay. It was a good talk.
Yes.
I think we're gonna get some good